Jai-Ho is 3.5 lengths off the lead. They are followed by Tianma, who's 3 deep, racing on the outside of Leopardess, and Timely Luck between those two. Approaching the quarter pole, and it's still Matina in front. The Shashala has been second the whole way. Down at the rail, Corporal Violet. Jai-Ho will swing to the outside for the final 1/8 of a mile. Jai-Ho has a clear path now, trying to come after Matina. Corporal Violet running a big race and up to take the lead inside the 8th pole. Corporal Violet, and on the outside, Jai-Ho. Jai-Ho, Corporal Violet, head and head for the wire. Jai-Ho, Corporal Violet. Jai-Ho gets the job done. Corporal Violet was second. Leopardess came in for third. Photo for fourth involves the Shashala. And they're off. City Glitter is out alertly. Now Woodbine Way moves through to take over. Woodbine Way and City Glitter with Dance Kid a length back third. Here's the favorite Discrepancy, now tugging her way forward to take that third spot. Cholima is the gray, who's down on the inside 3 lengths off the pace, and Roman Empress trails. Past the half-mile pole, and it's Woodbine Way leading by a length to City Glitter in second, Discrepancy, and then Cholima down on the rail. 3 more lengths back to Roman Empress. Inside of Dance Kid, 3 furlongs out. Woodbine Way leads the way by a length and a half to City Glitter. Discrepancy. Cholima has lost some ground now. 6 lengths to make up. Roman Empress and Dance Kid. A quarter of a mile to go. Woodbine Way, the leader. Discrepancy finding a spot in between horses with the white blinkers. And City Glitter is in third. Then Cholima. They're at the top of the stretch. And here's Discrepancy right to Woodbine Way. And right on by, coming to the 16th pole. Discrepancy, Woodbine Way, Cholima trying to re-rally down the center of the racetrack. It will be Discrepancy. Discrepancy wins it by 3/4 of a length. Woodbine Way was second. Cholima game to reclaim third, then City Glitter. In. They're off. Baldoro broke alertly, so did Promisio. Rastaman Vibe is up close, and it's Presider who is up now to take a very narrow lead. El Ray Ray fifth, but a length and a half off the pace, and Grogu is at the back of the field. By the stands, and it's Presider just in front. Promisio a neck back second, 2 clear of Baldoro third. Rastaman Vibe at the rail. El Ray Ray is tugging forward in between rivals, and Grogu is 5 lengths off the lead into the clubhouse turn, where Presider hugs the rail and is setting the pace by himself. A length and a half in front of Promisio second. Rastaman Vibe third, El Ray Ray fourth. A 3-wide Baldoro is 3 lengths off the lead, 4 clear of Grogu. Onto the backstretch. Umberto Rispoli and Presider in front by a length. Promisio trying to keep him on his second. Rastaman Vibe rides the rail in third. Then it's El Ray Ray 3 off the pace. There's Grogu going for a very early and wide and sudden bid. Grogu, a handful for Kyle Frey, is all the way up now to be a joint second into the far turn, where Presider maintains the lead. Promisio in between horses, Grogu outside of them. Then Rastaman Vibe, followed by El Ray Ray, and dropping out of it is Baldoro. A quarter of a mile to go. Presider trying to fend them off one by one. Turns for home, ahead in front at the top of the stretch. Promisio has been with him. Rastaman Vibe is down at the rail. Baldoro pulled up in the center of the course. El Ray Ray. And here's El Ray Ray storming to the front past the 16th pole. Presider is trying his best to battle back, but El Ray Ray is home. El Ray Ray wins it by 3/4 of a length. Presider second, Rastaman Vibe and Promisio. Bring back in. They're off. Nostraviris is going out to battle for the lead, but here comes Liquid Spirit, intent on getting to the front, and Liquid Spirit has done just that. Chapina Pasadena is up close, as is Nostraviris, and Gracie's Big Day is 4 deep, 3 lengths clear of Thirsty Mama. Faithful Truth second to last, and Princess Daddy is at the back of the field. It is Liquid Spirit to the 3/8 pole, leading, pressed by Chapina Pasadena, half length back in second. Nostraviris a length and a half back third, racing 3 clear of Gracie's Big Boy. Then comes Thirsty Mama, 8 lengths off the dueling leaders. Outside of her comes Princess Daddy. They're a quarter of a mile from home. Chapina Pasadena takes the lead. Gracie's Big Day looming just behind runners. Needs to pick a spot to run, opting to go in between a tight spot and finding room at the 8th pole. Here's Gracie's Big Day, sweeping past Chapina Pasadena. Liquid Spirit has dropped out of it. Nostraviris in third. Gracie's Big Day strides out to win convincingly. 5 lengths. Chapina Pasadena, Nostraviris, and Princess Daddy. And the last one is No Poking Around. We're in the gate. And they're off. Typhoon Tommy and I'm a Bad Boy. I'm a Bad Boy is naturally faster and takes over. Typhoon Tommy will track from second. Dino Dave moves through on the inside of No Poking Around. And Accidental Genius is at the back of the field. Edwin Maldonado on the speedball. I'm a Bad Boy, leading by a length and a half. Typhoon Tommy is in second. They're followed by No Poking Around in the orange colors, racing side by side with Dino Dave, and 2 more to Accidental Genius. Onto the backstretch and an easy lead for the favorite, I'm a Bad Boy. I'm a Bad Boy leads it by a length. Typhoon Tommy is second, 2 lengths back to No Poking Around into third. Dino Dave in the yellow colors tries to re-engage that rival, and 2 more back to Accidental Genius as they pass the half-mile pole. I'm a Bad Boy in charge. A length and a half to Typhoon Tommy. 3 more Dino Dave, No Poking Around, continue head and head, and another 3 to Accidental Genius. Around the far turn, I'm a Bad Boy, the one to catch. Typhoon Tommy still within a length second. 2 more to No Poking Around and Dino Dave. These 4 separated by 3 lengths as the field turns for home. I'm a Bad Boy. Typhoon Tommy right to him. A clear shot for No Poking Around, who is set down with big strides in the center of the course. Has to get to I'm a Bad Boy. I'm a Bad Boy, 2-length lead. No Poking Around takes up the chase, but I'm a Bad Boy moved softly early and had plenty left to turn away No Poking Around, Typhoon Tommy, and Dino Dave. In the gate. And they're off. Slow start for Kiko Boy. It is a fast one for Lucky Sniper in the center of the racetrack, going straight to the front. A whole line of horses chasing. Hoser Satrapa. On the inside comes Delightful Reserve, now moving up to claim second. Empress Lorraine is in that group too, and on the extreme outside, Rachel's Gig is 4 lengths off the lead. Then Joe Vittori inside Captain Willis, racing 2 clear of Teddy Pantages, and a long way to Kiko Boy with 3 furlongs to run. And Lucky's Sniper in charge, 2.5 length lead. Empress Lorraine closing in from second. Down at the rail comes Delightful Reserve in third. Rocky Spirit, Hoser Satrapa, Joe Vittori in between horses. They're at the top of the stretch. It's It's Lucky Sniper confronted by Empress Lorraine. Empress Lorraine goes right on by at the rail. Captain Willis has surfaced, and in the center, Hoser Satrapa is starting to gain some momentum past the 16th pole, and it's Empress Lorraine down on the inside. Captain Willis, though, is flying home, and Captain Willis will win. Empress Lorraine was second best. Hoser Satrapa and Lucky Sniper. The even money favorite in the final stages of wagering. They're in the gate. They're off. And basically being completely left was Onward and Upward, 20 lengths behind the rest. Lee's Baby Girl comes out smoothly and takes the lead. Molly Jensen, Wild Rover Lady is one from the rail, and 2 lengths back to Lilliput in fourth. Then it's Ready to Dare, Orange Colors taking fourth. Gap of 6 to Infinity Dream, Lucky Nia, and Onward and Upward is out of it. Into the far turn, Lee's Baby Girl just cruising along, the odds-on favorite, bounding clear by 4. Molly Jensen second, followed by Wild Rover Lady a joint third. Ready to Dare on the outside, now takes that third spot with a quarter of a mile to go. Strung outfield, Lee's Baby Girl, Molly Jensen in hot pursuit, 3 lengths back in second. There's an eighth to go. Lee's Baby Girl has something left, plenty left in fact, and widens to be in front by 5. Molly Jensen is softened up. Here's Ready to Dare moving into second. Late, it's Lee's Baby Girl, another for Antonio Fresu. Lee's Baby Girl by 3. Ready to Dare, Infinity Dream finished up nicely, and then Molly Jensen. No to the outside. Walking up. They're in the gate. And they're off, and Jubilant Joni breaks alertly, but has company, and in fact is headed immediately by Yuki. So Yuki will go to the front, and Epione has speed too. Shared Future is down at the rail, and they're followed by Lisa's Nono. So Jubilant Joni will be off the pace, 5 lengths off the lead through the opening furlongs and over attracted trails. It's Armando Ayuso and Yuki in front at the 6 furlong pole, a length and a half in front of Epione second. Then comes Lisa's Nono third. Down at the rail, it's Shared Future. Jubilant Joni, the odds-on favorite, 5 lengths off the lead and a length back to over attracted. Less than 5 furlongs to travel, and it's Yuki in front, 3/4 of a length. Epione alongside under a nice hold in second. It's another couple of lengths back to the next flight, headed by Lisa's Nono, who's racing in third. Down at the rail, Shared Future. Jubilant Joni, 4.5 lengths off the pace with 3 furlongs to go, and Over Attracted is just outside of her. Epione turning the heat up on Yuki on even terms and in front now. Epione, the new leader, coming to the quarter pole, puts a half length on Yuki in second. Then Lisa's Nono. Jubilant Joni is under the whip, has to come 4 wide. Shared Future is looking for racing room and rallying in traffic. It's wide open at the 8th pole. Epione, Shared Future trying to bully in between. Lisa's Nono on the outside. Jubilant Joni still 2 lengths back. 4th and not responding. It's Shared Future in front over Lisa's Nono late. Shared Future, Lisa's Nono fights right back. Shared Future, Lisa's Nono, Lisa's Nono. That's 3 for Antonio Fresu. In a hard drive over Shared Future, Epione was third. And they're off. Helicity and Catch the Breeze are both out quickly. Muscled is coming through along the inside to be part of it in the opening furlong. Mythical Reel is fourth. They're followed by Coming In a Little Hot on the outside of Coco San as they move into the first turn. It's a gap of three back to Cornhusker Chris, who's toward the back of the field, just in front of Rowan August. And Sky Quist has to be 15 lengths off the pace being set by Catch the Breeze. So it's Catch the Breeze in front, leading by a length over Helicity. A perfect trip for Muscled in third, 3.5 or so off the lead and under a nice hold by himself. Then it's Mythical Reel fourth with 8 lengths to make up. Coco San Coming In a Little Hot. A gap of 5 to the next flight. Cornhusker Chris, Rowan August second to last, and Sky Quest is the distant trailer and not really being persevered with. They move into the far turn, Catch the Breeze in front. Helicity has been tracking and moving in now. Catch the Breeze and takes the lead away from him. Muscled is 5 lengths back in third. He's set down now. We'll have to come and get Helicity at the top of the stretch. It's Helicity in front. Muscled being nudged along, angles out and is coming swiftly now. Behind them, Mythical Reel along with Coco San. They're coming to the 16th pole, and Muscle takes the lead, opens up 2. Mythical Reel is closing stoutly. It is Muscled in front. Coco San late, getting close. Muscle starts out Big Cap weekend on a fine note for Eclipse Thoroughbred Partners. Photo for second between Coco San and Mythical Reel.
From all of us here in Arcadia, California, to all of you watching around the country and around the world, happy Big Cap Day, everybody. We've got an outstanding 11-race card. And, of course, the roster of horses that have won the Big Cap in years past is legendary. Runners like Lava Man, Tiz Now, Best Pal, Ali Sheba, John Henry, Spectacular Bid, Affirmed, and Vigors. Some of the best racehorses to ever look through a bridle have won the Big Cap. And a legendary race needs a legend seminar guest. And we've got one. He is a legend in the gambling world. His name, John Avello. Johnny, happy Big Cap Day. Welcome to the seminar.
Well, thanks, TQ. Thanks for asking me to join you this morning.
It's great to have you here, and I'm very honored that you would join me because you've had a very distinguished career in Las Vegas, Nevada, over 4 decades working in Sin City. Currently, you represent DraftKings. Of course, you guys are a sponsor of one of the greatest stakes races on today's card. How are things going at DraftKings for you?
Things are going very well. I've been there now. It'll be my 7th year.
Time flies.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about retiring. I wasn't planning on working again. And here I am with DraftKings for 7 years, working with some young people, really smart, active group.
It's a new world, let's face it, right?
It really is.
You'd never stop learning something every day, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, when I went to work there, these guys are using Slack and things of that nature that I never use.
Sure.
And so for me, it's a whole new experience. And, the average age at DraftKings is probably somewhere around late 20s, early 30s. And I take that age way up.
Amazing. And of course, you've got that long distinguished career as being the race and sportsbook director at the Wynn Hotel and Casino. Those days are memorable, right? Let's face it, you met a lot of different characters. Some of them are going to be on track today with you, but it's the people that you really enjoyed working with, not just your internal employees, but the customers as well.
Oh, no question. And that's what I miss the most. DraftKings, we're pretty much a digital company.
Sure.
And so that face-to-face, I don't get to do it too often. I still engage with some of those customers by phone, but I used to love to go down on the floor, and I spent half the time down there speaking to the customers. And that's what they want. They want to see you. They want to,
they come to play, but they come to see you.
Not that I have a good opinion, but they wanted to know what it was.
Well, we're hoping you're having a good opinion today. But before we get your opinion, Johnny, a question for you. Where did your love affair for racing start? Like when you were a kid, I assume you went to the racetrack for the first time. Was it your parents? Was it your buddies? Where did you go? How did you fall in love with the game?
5 years old. First time I ever went to the track.
And you remember that?
Yes, Saratoga. But my mom and dad were big harness fans, so I spent a good portion of my racing days at Roosevelt and Yonkers and Monticello.
Out of Long Island, sure.
Yeah, and then turned over to thoroughbreds at a later age. So been around the game a long time and loved it. And at DraftKings now that we have horse racing, DK Horse, people talk about the game as being a dying game. I don't see that. I see us bringing it to new heights.
And, every problem represents an opportunity, right, John? So, of course, the horse racing game has problems, but we can capitalize on that. One of the things that you already mentioned in the short time you've been talking about is you work for a digital company. Digital presents opportunities for horse players. They no longer have to come to the track. They can fire up their phone, fire up the computer, and legally wager on the game.
That's true. Now, that's one aspect of it. The other aspect that I think is going to help the game is going to be fixed odds. And when I say fixed odds, I don't necessarily mean it has to be a win-place fixed odds. I'm talking about future books. I'm talking about matchups, which I started back in '89. I have no patent on it, so I guess if I did, they would owe me a lot of money at this point on. But anyway, those are the type of things that the game needs. What will a jockey win over 1.5 races today? Who'll win the meet for jockeys? Those are the type of bets I think that the game needs.
Excuse me. And we already see that in the sports wagering side as well. In the old days, it used to be a side and a total. Now you've got props all over the place, right? And you could do the same thing in horse racing, as you mentioned, not just leading jockey, but maybe who's in front at the quarter pole, who's in front of the half-mile pole, create exactas out of that. We need to kind of think outside of the box because that's what the players want.
That's what they do want. And what we need to get that going is the different jurisdictions in the country to buy in, and then we need the horsemen to buy in. And if we can get that going, we can take this game in a different direction and make it much better than it is now and put it back on track like it was 20 years ago.
Two-sided question for you, John, because you've been exposed to so many horse players throughout your career. What are some things that successful horse players do? In other words, you've met some very successful horse players who have won money at the game. Are they disciplined? Do they have a big bankroll? Do they just focus on one circuit? Like, what characteristics do you see from successful horse players?
The discipline is number one. When I come to the track today, I'll bet every race.
Because you're here to have fun.
I'm here to have fun, and that's fine. But, when you're betting this game every day, I think you need to pick your spots. You need to use different tools, too. I like to use the sheets. I think those are very
The
valuable.
Ragazine sheets.
Exactly, and even a Thorograph, they're both good. So different tools. Just looking at the form sometimes is not enough information. So if you have your own set of tools to
Sure.
use, that's great. Maybe share them with people. But yeah, it's that. And the successful guys that I've seen in Vegas, and you know some of them, doing it a long time. Some of them would isolate turf only. That would be their
Sure.
expertise. Some would just isolate certain tracks. It's the same in sports too. Some guys are good in the MAC conference and they don't mess around with the SEC. So I think it's to find your niche.
And literally what you're trying to find is find an edge, right? You talked about trying to get ancillary information, whether it's the sheets or the Ragazines, or maybe looking at pedigree or knowing certain trainer strengths and weaknesses. You're trying to find an edge, particularly in horse racing. It's different on the sports side, right? Because it's the player versus the house. In horse racing, it's a pari-mutuel game. Basically, the house takes a cut and then the money is shared. So you're playing against other players. That's actually, I think, one of the reasons why I love horse racing so much, is because you're not competing against the house, you're competing against the players.
I think of it exactly like that. So when I know the takeout's a little high versus sports. Sports A versus B has a 4.5 theoretical hole. Horse racing on Win Place and Show has 16. But I think of it as you do. Can I be better than everybody else that's betting in this pool? And that's the way I look at it. If you look at it like that, then it becomes a game of me against them. And I think that's the way to attack it.
Now, we talked about the strengths of successful horse players. What are maybe the weaknesses of some horse players? Now, it can be the exact opposite of what you described, where they don't have discipline and they fire away every race. But one of my opinions, I think, John, that losing horse players have is they don't press their opinion enough. When they have a strong opinion, they seem to bet the same unit as they would if they had no opinion. And we see that also in all the exotic bets. When you play pick threes, pick four, pick five, they're spreading all over the place. After one leg is over, they're going to lose whatever percentage of their ticket they already have put into, because they didn't have a strong enough opinion.
The way the pros play is that they have a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, 1-star. And I'm talking not only horse racing, but in sports. 5-star should be your big wager. 1, you're not as strong opinionated on that, right? So when you have a 5, unload. If it doesn't get there, that's okay. Start all over again, square one. 1 small opinion, 5 big opinion, bigger bet. That's the way I think you bet. That's the way I bet.
You were fortunate enough to go to the Super Bowl down in New Orleans just last month. A, what was that like? And B, did you have the Eagles big in the game?
The house needed we needed Kansas City to win the game, but we did really well because Barkley didn't do well in the game,
Sure.
So he was tied into a lot of same game parlays. Kelsey didn't do well. Mahomes didn't do well, so that all worked out well for us. But I could tell you, New Orleans, I've been to a couple Mardi Gras when I was a kid, and been down there, and I've never seen crowds like that before. I mean, just Eagle Mania and Chief Mania, and that Eagles song, I still dreamed about it at night, Fly, Eagles, Fly, or something like that.
I told you, don't make me laugh. I'm going to start coughing. Johnny has 5-star opinions on all 11 races today. We're going to find out who he likes and why. But before we do any of that, let's toss the microphone over to track announcer Frank Miramati and get the early changes on Big Cap Day here at the Great Race Place.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Big Cap Day at Santa Anita Park, brought to you by Yamava. The track is fast, the turf is firm, the rail on the turf at 0 feet. Here are the early changes. In the first, start of the early pick 5, no changes. In the second, beginning of the early pick 4, scratch number 6, Ovita's Hobby. Race 3 is the Grade 2 Buena Vista Stakes. Scratch number 6, Alpha Bella. In the 4th, scratch 1, Dawkins. Scratch number 5, Uncle Evco. 1 and 5 out of the 4th. Turning to the 5th race, start of the middle, pick 4. Scratch number 7, Aragarsi. In the 6th, Santa Anita Park welcomes Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. It's the start of the pick 6, and there are no changes. Race 7, scratch number 1, Shanchi, and scratch 11, Entrepreneurship. The $3 all-turf pick 3 offered on races 7, 9, and 11. Late pick 5 begins with the 7th. The 8th race, the DK Horse San Felipe Stakes, scratch number 6, Berlin Wall. Late pick 4 starts with the 8th. In the 9th, scratch number 3, El Potente. Race 9, scratch number 3, the Frankie Kilroe Mile. The 10th race, the Santa Anita Handicap, presented by Yamava Resort and Casino. Number 2, New King, should be listed as 3 pounds over. There's no overweight for number 3. Over number 2 will carry 3 pounds over. Also, number 8, Midnight Mammoth, carries 1 pound over. And scratch number 9, Tarantino. Number 9, Tarantino, scratched out of the big cap. Big cap is the start of the $5 late double. In the 11th, Santa Anita Park welcomes DK Horse. And there is super high 5 wagering offered on race number 11. It's the one blinker note. The Coast to Coast Pick 5 is an outstanding one today with stakes races from Gulfstream Park and Santa Anita Park. We offer it every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Low 15% takeout. Retail wager only. It starts with Gulfstream's 12th, but what a sequence in the Coast to Coast Pick 5. Enjoy your day. It's Big Cap Day at Santa Anita Park. Lots of activities in the infield as well. At this time, we go back to Quigley's Corner. Tom's special guest, gaming legend, Johnny Avello.
Welcome back. We're talking horses with gaming legend Johnny Avello. He's been working in Las Vegas for over 4 decades. He currently represents DraftKings. DK Horses sponsoring the San Felipe Stakes, the Grade 2 event, which goes as race number 8. It's our honor to have John and his company here today. John, I wanted to pick on your expertise here, so let's go through all 11 races. Kicking things off in race number 1, which of course begins the popular 50-cent early pick 5. We're on the turf course. It's 1 mile in distance, I should say. The turf rails today are at 0 feet. It's a starter optional claiming race. Take note, number 8, Gentleman's Club out of the world famous mare Girl Downstairs is a first-time gelding. Morning line favorite, number 4, Big George, but the one taking the action at 2-1 on the top board currently, Johnny, is number 5, Navajo Warrior. Give us your thoughts on race 1.
Yeah, that's where I ended up. Tried the turf, seemed to like it in the last, but it's actually doing pretty good on dirt also. So I like this horse the way he's been running lately. Baffert had him early last year and maybe gave up on him a little bit too early. So Joaquin seems to have him ready now, and so that's where I landed. And another horse I liked in there was number 3. That was Spearfish. First race this year was about a month ago at 1 mile on the 16th. They shortened him up now to a mile. I think he just needed that race.
Number 3, Spearfish, Johnny's second choice in race number 1, currently 15-1 on the tote board. His top choice, Navajo Warrior, as I mentioned, currently the 2-1 betting choice. Let's turn the page, Johnny. Take a look at race number 2, begins the 50-cent early pick 4. This time we're sprinting on the main track for 3-year-old fillies, allowance optional claiming types. Non-winners of 1 other than. Scratch the 6, leaves us with a field of 5. Number 3, No Bad Beats, is the 9-5 morning line favorite. Before I get your thoughts on the race, Johnny, you know, the gambling game is so emotional. Of course, there's going to be bad beats. You're a gambler to a certain extent. How do you handle emotionally the bad beats? Because it's inevitable that it's going to happen.
If you can, you let them roll off your back.
But that's hard to do.
But that's what you have to do, because everything will affect you. You won't. It'll take you a week or a month or whatever to get your mojo
gambling
back. Absolutely. So you have to let it go.
Easier said than done.
Yes, it is.
You like no bad beats, or is he going to be a bad beat in today's second race?
That's not where I went. I like AZ Wildcat. Aggressive spot to bring him back after a 6-month layoff in the San Ynez. Worked solid after that race. He's added blinkers, Lasix. Sadler is 50% in the money trainer, although only 10% win. Works good all around. I also like number 6 in the race. She's fast, has gotten out of the gate and works really well. Last 2 starts, I'm sticking with the momentum. She's not only maybe the only speed in here too. So that's my second choice.
Race number 3 is the first of 4 graded stakes races on today's card. It's the Grade 2 Buena Vista Stakes for fillies and mares traveling 1 mile the turf course. Scratch the 6, Alphabella, leaves us with a field of 6. The likely post-time favorite is now going to be number 2, Uncorked from the Phil D'Amato barn. 6 different ways you can go here, Johnny. Which way are you going and why?
I'm going 5. Rashmi. Last 3 of 4, pretty good. The American Oaks was a big ask, but the 4th place finish wasn't bad at 25-1. Comes back with a solid effort in a Grade 3. Second choice there is number 6. She was, I think she's a Stadler. She tried the dirt with her, and I think now she's back on grass again. So.
Johnny, before we take a look at race number 4, a question for you, because we were talking about successful and not successful horse players. One thing we didn't touch on is the importance of price. You know, price is so important whenever you make a wager, whether it's on the sports side or the racing side. I think successful players know the importance, but not successful players don't understand the importance. Would you agree with that?
I do. First of all, there's value. You hear this term all the time about value in a race.
It's only value if you win, right?
Yeah. But sometimes a 6 to 5 could be value.
Of course.
So it's just sizing up the race, using your knowledge to say if a 3-1 should be a play, shouldn't be a play. I know people complain about the odds moving sometimes late.
Of course, understandably.
And that takes me back to fixed odds again. Where
Sure.
Maybe you can lock something in and don't have to worry about it moving.
That's what players want. The analogy I use is you and I are flipping a coin, and of course we know the true odds are 50-50. And then as the coin's starting to drop, I go, no, it's 70-30. You'd maybe play that one time, and then you wouldn't play anymore, with the odds changing as the quarter is falling. Similar in horse racing, we need to fix that. And one of the ways you're recommending is maybe we go the fixed odds route if we can get the legislator to agree. Legislation.
I think we will at some point. We're getting closer.
Fair enough. Let's take a look at race number 4. This begins, I should say this is 6.5 furlongs in the main track. For maiden special weight, Calbred 3-year-olds, 2 scratches here. Scratch the 1 and the 5. Leaves us with a field of 5. The heavy even money favorite is Roman Gratis, putting blinkers on for trainer Luis Mendez. Even money on the tote board. What say you about race 4, Johnny?
I'm going there. Sorry, that's just something I couldn't pass up. Won the last race, but just DQ'd. But since the work shows ready and try to win again, if that makes any sense. I don't see any other speed here, so that's where I ended up going.
Do you like anybody to complete the exacta necessarily, or?
Yeah, there was a scratch, the 5 scratch, and so I was looking to kind of enhance the price on that. But now, the 6, it's probably second choice now, and they're trying dirt for the first time with an apprentice. So I don't know. No, that was the 5. Outworker was, second time out. I kind of threw him out, but I have to throw him back in now because of the scratch. I couldn't find anybody else in the race.
I understand. Race number 5 on today's 11 race card begins a 50-cent middle, a 50-cent middle pick 4. Easy for me to say. We're sprinting 6 furlongs in the turf course for maiden special weight fillies and mares. There is one scratch. Scratch the 7 leaves us with a field of 9. We're going to show a replay and a workout video for this race before we get your thoughts on the race, Johnny. First of all, the workout. The morning line favorite is number 5, Nafisa, at 2-1. Nafisa exits a common race back on January 26th that a number of these runners exit. exit. As a matter of fact, 3 runners in today's field exit that same race. Those runners would be Cypress Moon, Nafisa, and Gervin Gal. Nafisa is the one I want you to watch. She's actually going to be wearing saddlecloth number 9. She'll be easy to spot. She's pressing the pace. Keep in mind this replay we're about to watch was run at a distance of 6.5 furlongs in the turf course. Today's distance is 6 furlongs. You be the judge whether any of these runners we're about to watch the replay for could be a factor in today's 5th race. Let's watch the replay and listen to Frank Miramati describe the action back on January 26th.
And they're off. Nice start for Nafisa, who goes out to battle for the lead, but Gervin Gal is a little bit quicker. And Gervin Gal dueling with Cypress Moon. Cypress Moon intent on getting to the front. Nafisa now 3rd, way too sexy, 4 off the pace in 4th. Then it's Defiance racing 4 lengths clear of Tahiti Edie and Wishful Winker at the back of the field. Cypress Moon, ridden for speed, has a 2-length lead. Nafisa takes up the chase now in 2nd, and down at the rail it's Gervin Gal. Way too sexy, still has 4 lengths to make up. Defiance inching up on the outside. A gap of 4 to Tahiti Edie and Wishful Winker on the rail. Midway on the far turn, Cypress Moon continues to show the way, has a 2-length edge now on Nafisa, another 1.5 lengths, way too sexy getting into the race 3rd, followed by Gervin Gal in 4th, then Defiance and Tahiti Edie there at the top of the stretch. Cypress Moon challenged now by Nafisa on the extreme outside. Tahiti Edie is coming between rivals, Defiance splitting and coming with a big run. And here's Defiance and Umberto Rispoli surging to the front close to home. Defiance wins at a length.
Johnny, Nafisa pressed the pace, got lead mid-stretch, but then unfortunately got passed by Defiance. As I mentioned, that race was run at 6.5 furlongs on the flat turf course. Today's distance is 6 furlongs, a half furlong shorter. Perhaps that will help her. Again, before we get your thoughts on the race, John, I want to show a workout courtesy of our friends at First Bet TV. And this would be none other than the bottom filly, number 10, Glamora, in today's 5th race. Take a look at who she's working with. She's working with a dominant male turf horse by the name of Gold Phoenix. That's Glamora in the maroon cap. She's down on the inside right now. She's going to finish up on the outside, but the exercise rider is wearing the maroon cap. I thought this workout on the training track was spectacular, not only because of the time, as you can see, was relatively solid at 48.3, but more importantly, who she was working in company with. We haven't seen her from the Phil D'Amato barn since early November. I like D'Amato off the layoff. I like the outside post. I like the 12-1 morning line. You're going to see right here as they turn for the finish line. She puts in a really good late kick here and more than holds her own with Gold Phoenix, who, of course, is not a maiden and actually a career earner of $1.7 million. So she's keeping good company in this workout. She's a good price. D'Amato's an excellent turf trainer. I like her a lot as one of the long shots on today's card. I know you like her as well, Johnny, but you actually like another runner in this field who's coming off a April of 2024 layoff. That would be number 2, Quick Brown Fox.
Yeah, shortening up a furlong, as you just mentioned, for Glamora on grass. And Justifiers have run pretty good on grass.
They sure have.
I've been watching these Justifiers for a while. I don't think she needs the lead. One concern I have, it's been last April since she's run, so it's been a while.
Sure.
The 10, I do like the 10 too. She's been close. Started as some unfortunate posts. And if you look at some of the posts she's been starting out of over in Ireland, they've been way out there. So I don't think with a scratch in this race, she'll be a little bit closer. So starting at around post 9 or so should be favorable.
Correct. Let's take a look at race number 6, John. That's when the fireworks begin. $2 pick 6, and it's an excellent pick 6 sequence today. We kick things off in race number 6, sprinting 6 furlongs on the main track. Allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of 1 other than. A full field of 11 here. The morning line favorite, number 7, Ball Don't Lie from the Mark Glatt barn, is 7-2 on the morning line, indicating its open race. Also, Ball Don't Lie is a first-time gelding. This is a really good competitive race. Who'd you like and why here, Johnny?
Boy, Balls Don't Lie, number 7. Why?
Rasheed Wallace.
Why select a horse where the rider is 0 for 17 at the track and the horse hasn't been out since last May? What am I thinking? You know what I'm thinking, T? I'm thinking that.
What are you missing? It's like you're at the poker table and you're the fish without not realizing you're the fish.
I'm thinking the trainer's really good, and if the jock can just get him out there to lead, I think that may be good enough. I also ended up landing on the 6, Tessuto. The last 2 really good. Running style is close to the pace. Workouts are excellent. I think that also has a big shot here.
Johnny, you travel around the country. Of course, you were at the Super Bowl. You were at the Waste Management Open in Phoenix. You've been to Saratoga. let's face it, we've been talking about legendary things today, yourself included. Santa Anita is a legendary racetrack. It's been open since 1934. You love this place. What makes it so special to you?
Well, first of all, it's a handsome-looking track. I mean, I'm a Saratoga guy, and the reason I say that is not only do I like the Saratoga tradition, but I think the racing up there is the finest.
Of course.
But when it comes to beauty for a track, this track is hands down the leader across our country. And I haven't been to a lot of international tracks, but this one is just absolutely gorgeous. I like the people here. I just look at the background.
That's a live feed, by the way, behind you right now.
Yeah, it just is absolutely amazing.
St. Gabriel Mountains, the beauty of the track, Clocker's Corner. It goes on and on and on. Great suites that you'll be sitting in today with your company.
Yep. And I walked around the track yesterday. I walked down to the malls, and I just can't believe how much real estate there is down there. And I said, they used to use this parking.
They did.
Wow, that shows you racing shortened up a little bit on the crowd.
We still have 300 acres in LA County. Imagine what that's worth. 300 acres, including the backside. So Santa Anita, a very special place, and we're honored that you and DK Sports are here today, John. Thank you so much for your sponsorship. Race number 7, we're back sprinting on the turf course. 6 furlongs the distance. Fillies and mares allows optional claiming types. Non-winners of one other than. Begins 2 wagers, both the 50-cent late pick 5 and the $3 all turf pick 3 with a reduced 15% takeout. The inside and the outside have been declared out of the race. Both 1 and 11 will not compete. Leaves us with a field of 9. Number 8, Nene Diamond from the Mike Pipey Barn is the 5-2 Maury Line favorite. Talk to us about race 7, John.
Yeah, I landed on number 2. First back was not awful, but last 3 of 2024 were all good. Good enough, certainly, to win this race. And then number 6 was my second choice. That's a 12-1 shot. Ang and Nash. Been bounced around with some trainers. And after last, she may be ready to return to that autumn form of last year. She likes Santa Anita, 2 wins and 8 starts, 5/3. So little play for the course.
6-1 over 12-1 in race number 7. Beat the chalk in race number 7. So says our seminar guest, John Avello. John, you've obviously got a passion for our game. Begs the question: did you ever own any horses, either harness or thoroughbred?
I have not.
How about your parents? Did they ever get involved on the ownership side, or they were just players?
They were players. They were harness players. Like I said, prior to my experiences at the track, they loved my mom and dad both big horse players.
It begs the question: were you born in upstate New York, and how did you wind up in Las Vegas?
I was born in Poughkeepsie, New York. At 25 years old, I left to come to Las Vegas. I took.
Why Las Vegas? Like, what was the magnet of Las Vegas? Did you know somebody there?
No, in New York City, I took management courses and learned how to deal all the games. So the intent was to be in table games, which I was from 79 to about 84.
So craps, blackjack, etc.
Yep. And then when I found that there was racing sports, like. My
your
wheelhouse.
passion.
Yeah, that's where I needed to be.
And what was the first casino that you worked in racing sports?
I was a ticket writer at the Big Hilton.
Sure, which is now the Westgate.
Which is now the Westgate.
Okay.
Yep. Then I went to the Sands. I was there for 3 years. Then Bally's, and then of course Wynn. And
while you were at Bally's, you were also a proud host of the National Handicapping Championship. You guys hosted that event for a number of years. That was always a fun weekend for you and the players.
I love that event. Yeah, at Bally's, we packed, I can't tell you how many people we packed into that new book.
Correct.
At the time, I believe that the NHC, between celebrities and people that qualified, was about 220. So imagine getting 220 in that place, but we did it.
And now it's around
then we had the little
600,
glass room.
600 in the event center where the Highlight Hall used to be.
Yeah, right.
Which is now Horseshoe. Good memories, right, John? I mean, excellent. Obviously, right? That's the name of the game and it begs the question also, since we've got an extra minute. Not only do you meet interesting people, but occasionally you learn some things from a handicapping standpoint from them as well. They might tell you why they like a horse, and all of a sudden it kind of opens up your mind, like, I never thought about that before.
I still I still attend the event to go see some of the people that were my ex-customers and some people I know there, and I still pick their brains on some stuff. That's a little bit different, that contest, because you're betting. If you can find 2 bombs, you might win the contest.
Right.
So it's not the kind of contest I really like. I like a combination of picking winners and picking prices. I think they're the best type of contest. Live money's the best way
Of course, live money. And by the way, we do have right now a live money ultimate betting challenge tournament. $6,000 is what the players had to put up. All the races from Gulfstream Park today, as well as all the races at San Anita, are in that contest. Good luck to all the players playing, because certainly they're putting up their hard-earned money. Johnny, let's turn the page and take a look at the race that you're sponsoring. The DK Horse San Felipe Stakes, the Grade 2 event for 3-year-olds, going a mile and a 16th on the main track. Also begins the 50-cent late pick 4. One scratch the 6 Berlin Wall, leaves us with a field of 5. 2 of them trained by Bob Baffert, including the morning line favorite, number 3 Barnes, who's even money on the morning line. Before we get your thoughts on the race, John, I want to watch 2 workouts. One for Barnes. This is Barnes on the inside with the red cap. You'll see that his workmate is also in the race today, runner by the name of Mellencamp. Of course, you'll see as the tape continues that Barnes works 6 furlongs, as you can see down in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Mellencamp works 5 furlongs. But there's a couple of things, the reasons why I wanted to show this workout. First of all, as I often say, watch the exercise rider on Barnes. He is not moving a muscle whatsoever. The horse is doing it very, very easily. As they turn for home, which they'll do in just 1 minute, of course, 1 moment, I should say, take a look at the width of the horse's chest of Barnes. He is a massive-looking animal. Big lung capacity, in my opinion. But you can just see comparatively to Mellencamp. Look at the size and the scope and the width of his chest compared to Mellencamp. And take a look at his stride. His stride is effortlessly. He's covering a lot of ground. Again, the exercise rider is not asking him. Now, as they get near the wire, the exercise rider will ask him. And you'll see he just explodes. He explodes out of his shoes and really separates himself from his workmate, Mellencamp, who he certainly outclassed from a performance standpoint. So, in my opinion, Johnny, I thought Barnes' workout here solidified the reason why he is an even morning line favorite. Now, the other horse that we want to watch a workout for, John, is the other Baffert runner by the name of Rodriguez. This is the start of the workout. Rodriguez is going to be on the outside wearing the black cap. Down on the inside is a 4-year-old filly by the name of Cavallari. Cavallari, in case you forgot, won the Grade 3 La Cañada last time out last month. So she's very accomplished. She's 3 for 3 lifetime. And I always love when Bob puts his workmates against accomplished horses like this. And in this particular case, it's an older filly. You'll see that Rodriguez more than holds his own against this horse. And the question for me today is, can Rodriguez rebound off that distant second place finisher to Citizen Bull, who, in my opinion, is Bob Baffert's leading 3-year-old candidate? We're going to find out today if either Barnes or Rodriguez can maybe be in the same atmosphere as Citizen Bull, the 2-year-old Eclipse Award winner and the comeback winner of his comeback races. It's starting off his 3-year-old campaign. But nothing wrong with this work. You're going to see they're going to go to the outside of the 2 workmates in front of them. Rodriguez does very, very well coming down the lane here. And as I mentioned, Cavallari is certainly no chopped liver. I thought this was another outstanding workout. Again, the width and the breadth and the scope of Rodriguez's chest is not quite as impressive as Barnes, but he's got a lot of ability, as evidenced by his 100 Beyer speed figure 2 races back. So 2 really good horses here from the Bob Baffert barn. We're gonna find out, Johnny. You want to continue on in both the San Anita Derby and the Kentucky Derby. After watching those 2 videos, did it sway your opinion, or who did you like in this race and why?
The Barnes is going to try the 2 turns in a mile and 16 shouldn't be a problem, and maybe maybe a little bit even past that. The first of the year shows he's better than he was last year. As far as the race, the way I see this race with 2 horses in it, Journalism's the other one. Maybe he's not fully cranked, and maybe this is Barnes' race to win. But I don't believe that Barnes will ever beat Journalism again after this race.
Interesting.
Yes.
Big statement from you. Is that because Journalism sired by Curlin, or you just think he has more upside?
Yes, because I think he can run. I think he can run forever, and I'm not sure that Barnes can.
Fair enough. You do like Barnes today, as we saw in the graphic, but you do like Journalism to complete the exacta.
One last thing, T. Rodriguez, your producer said that Rodriguez was named after the singer who I remembered there was a documentary about. Yes.
Right.
And that all of a sudden I have rooting interest, but I like to, I'm friends with the Starlight guys too. So I wish Rodriguez the best.
Of course. But it's interesting what you learned at the racetrack. We were just talking about what you learned at the racetrack. You learn little trivia things that can maybe make you, earn you a drink at a bar one day. If you ever want to be asked who is Rodriguez named after, we learned that it's obviously a very talented singer who plied his trade down in South America.
Absolutely. And a very talented horse.
Absolutely. Race number 9 begins the $3 late pick 3 with a reduced 15% takeout. Also, it's the Grade 1 Frankie Kilroy going 1 mile on the turf course. Big scratch here. Scratch the 3 El Patente. Leaves us with a field of 7. Mi Hermano Ramon is the 8-5 morning line favorite. Give us your thoughts on race 9, John.
Yeah, the one, Mi Hermano Ramon, sure looks the best here. I just hope that he moves the horse in a timely manner. Number 4 was my second choice for formidable man. Returns to Cal after he tried to Pegasus World Cup turf. That didn't work out so good. So he's back in the company he should be in, maybe a little bit, maybe even a little bit elevated in his normal company. But I like Rispoli on him today. I give him a chance also.
Race number 10 is our feature race on today's card. It's a San Diego Handicap presented by Yamava Resort and Casino. It's a Grade 1 event with a $300,000 guaranteed purse. We're traveling the classic distance of 1.25 miles on the main track. Race 10 also begins the $5 late daily double with a reduced 15% takeout. Field of 8 after the scratch of number 9, morning line favorite, invading from Florida, number 7, Locked, who's putting blinkers on for trainer Todd Pletcher, also has the co-high weight of 124 pounds with the likely second choice, number 3, Hit Show. You're going to show your bias by picking an East Coast horse, or you're going to root for the home team?
Well, the number 7 just looks so tough at 1.25 miles because even if things don't go well in a race, doesn't break well, or anything happens during the race, he's just got so much more real estate to recover. My heart's going to be with Miramati.
How could it not be?
Of course.
Right, Mr. Miramati.
So Miramati get to the lead, right? That's what
I think we'd all be happy if Miramati won, including Frank making the call coming down the stretch.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine that? That would be a great memory for Frank, calling the big cap winner and a named horse of a horse named in his honor.
Yep, I'm excited for that race.
We all are. Before we take a look at race number 11, Johnny, I would be remiss in not bringing up that tomorrow in Hollywood, California, is the site of the Academy Awards. And the Academy Awards is something very near and dear to your heart. When you were working at Wynn Hotel and Casino, you'd always have an Academy Award party. It was always very well attended. You really put your heart and soul to it. You would actually come up with odds of who would win Best Picture, Best Actor, et cetera, et cetera. Now at DK Sports, you can actually bet on the Academy Awards of who's going to win those different awards. So talk to us about what DraftKings is offering from an Academy Award standpoint, and who is the morning line favorite for the Best Picture in the Academy Awards.
Yeah, so you're right. I was putting up the Oscars back in the early '90s and continued to do that. My whole tenure there in Las Vegas, could never take a bet on it. The Gaming Commission wouldn't allow it. But when at DraftKings, we have it now in 8 jurisdictions.
Amazing.
Yep. Jersey was the first. It's doing well. We have all 23 categories up.
Wow.
Now, you asked if the movie.
Can you make a parlay in the Academy Awards?
Sure.
Okay, just checking.
You can parlay futures now.
Okay.
So, yeah, you can parlay anything.
Okay.
Anyway, Honora is the favorite at 2 to 5.
Wow.
But I think there's a
sleeper?
There's a sleeper there. Conclave. Plus money. I think Conclave is about plus $2.25.
That's not bad.
So think about what's going on. Conclave just got done winning the SAG's Best Ensemble, won the BAFTA Award, so it has the momentum. And think of what's going on with the Pope right now. So there's a crossroads there between the Pope and this movie. I think this could be an upset winner on Sunday night.
When you're done handicapping today's card, make sure you start handicapping the Academy Awards and place a wager with DraftKings, because they are open and taking action on the Academy Awards, which of course will be tomorrow night right here in Southern California. All right, John, 1 minute to go, and we close out a great day of racing in race number 11, offering $1 super high five wagering, traveling 1.125 miles on the turf course for allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of one other than. Full field of 12 here. Number 2, Coalinga Road is a 3-1 morning line favorite. Who's going to win the nightcap?
I went with British Isles in this one. Only 1 for 14, but not for the lack of trying. I mean, the horse always gives a good effort. Also, number 1, Invigorated, sure looked promising as a maiden special weight back in March of 2024. Has ran against Mindframe. A couple of turf races were pretty good. I think also good enough to win this one.
Johnny, I can't thank you enough for your friendship, and more importantly, not only your sponsorship of today's stakes race here at San Diego, but also your appearance here on the seminar. You're a very busy man. You didn't need to do it, but I think all the viewers watching certainly enjoyed it. You're a credit to the gaming industry, and keep up the great work. And God willing, you'll be able to do it for many more decades going forward.
Thank you so much for those kind words, Steve.
Thanks so much for watching as well. Keep in mind, one more wager to consider, the $1 Coast to Coast Pick 5. It's an all-stakes sequence today. All stakes races from both Gulfstream Park and San Diego. Things kick off in Gulfstream Park, race number 12 at 2:07 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure you get involved. Hope you have a great afternoon, everybody. Enjoy the racing, and good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we direct your attention to the flagpole in the infield, as well as the winner's circle. We ask that you please rise for our national anthem as we welcome Jay Cohen, Rick Tyree, and Bill Frazier. Jay Cohen, Bill Frazier, and Rick Tyree. We will be very fortunate to hear them throughout the afternoon. Thank you, gentlemen. And welcome to Santa Anita Park. It's Big Cap Day. Time now for the track conditions. We are fast and firm with the rail on the turf at 0 feet. Big Cap Day is presented by Yamava Resort and Casino. Here are the changes. There are no changes in race number 1. In the second, scratch number 6, Ovida's Hobby. Third is the Grade 2 Buena Vista Stakes, scratch number 6, Alphabella. In the fourth, scratch 1, Dawkins, and scratch number 5, Uncle Evco, 1 and 5 out of the fourth. In the fifth race, scratch number 7, Aragarci. There is a middle pick 4 that starts with race 5. In the sixth race, the pick 6 is offered, $2 version, no changes. In the seventh, scratch 1, Shanchi, and 11, Entrepreneurship. The seventh race is My Racehorse Big Cap Race Day. Special welcome to all involved with My Racehorse. The all-turf pick 3 and late pick 5, starting with the 7th. The 8th is the DK Horse San Felipe Stakes, Grade 2 event, scratch 6, Berlin Wall. In the 9th, the Grade 1 Frankie Kilroe Mile, scratch number 3, El Potente. Late pick 3 starts with the 9th. The 10th, the Santa Anita Handicap, presented by Yamava Resort and Casino. Number 2, New King, 3 pounds over. 8, Midnight Mammoth, 1 pound over. And scratch number 9, Tarantino. Race 10, scratch number 9. And in the 11th race, Super High 5 wagering is offered, and there are no scratches or jockey changes. Enjoy a spectacular day of racing here at Santa Anita Park. We also have Fiesta de Santa Anita going on, and the Coast to Coast Pick 5 offered Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's an all-stakes Coast to Coast Pick 5. We should have tremendous pool on this wager today with the low 15% takeout. We start at Gulfstream at 2:07 Pacific. They'll be at the gate for the first at the Great Race Place in 25 minutes at 12 noon.